So for the exhaust, kind of threw them in already. So again, I got this sway bar hanging down. You don't really have to do this with aftermarket mufflers, because usually they're smaller in diameter, so this isn't in the way. It wasn't in the way of my other ones. So you got two hangers. The middle ones are harder to get to. So you got that one there, and then these ones here on the outside edge. I don't have that one up there yet, but you see the hole up there. You kind of gotta fish it over. Those wires up there, you want to push them up while you go over. And this side you have the cooling line. You just gotta watch you don't snag it. And then after that, you got the mid pipe. Now these are Billy boat headers. So these here, they have the same flanges as the stock converters. So they take gaskets, like these big gaskets here. What? Got to order the right ones. The first set I ordered were for smaller engines, so they were too small in diameter. They're like the inside of that. So on this, I have the wideband I got to change. That's a little bit of a tight spot. It goes from up there, and then I have it into the mid pipe here. I'll get to that, but the exhaust ain't too bad. So then you just have these hangers here for the H pipe once you put it in. If I can ever find a decent priced X pipe from a ZR1, I'd like to try it just to see what it would sound like. It's supposed to, sound a little different, but I ain't paying a lot of money for it, because I don't really think I'm going to get anything out of it other than maybe a little bit of different sound, and unless it's like a deal, forget it. So, all right, I'm going to move on. Oh, so also, these are ZR1 mufflers. So these are, I like them a lot, because when you close them, they're like super quiet. Like you can't even really hear the car, and when they're open, it's pretty loud. When it was on the dyno, it was definitely rattling my ears once they hit the upper RPM. So I highly recommend them if you can get them. I mean, they're not hard to get. People are selling them all the time, but around $500 probably. That's at least used for. So I got these hung up now, and then I can put the H pipe on when I'm ready. As far as this, it just goes right up in there, and then once the exhaust is hooked up, they'll clear. They'll be off the bar. But I don't know, maybe I'll leave that out just in case they get a tip or something. I don't think they're gonna go any farther though. So yeah. All right. So as long as your pipes aren't bent or anything like that, you see that little nub? So you slide your intermediate pipe until you get to it or right by it. That'll be good enough. You'll see how your exhaust looks. This side's all the way to it. Basically, as long as you don't have anything bent or anything, these will just slide right up on there, no problem. I got the new wideband on there, so I'm gonna have to route it up through there. That's gonna be the pain, but I gotta get it behind those cooler lines right there. But other than that, just got to get it. And then I usually take okay, so you see the gazillion bolts, and I got that one out up front. I use that little piece right there with that bolt to hold the wire up away from the exhaust. And then all I can just throw those gaskets up, and then I could just bolt it all up, and then the exhaust will be done. And then you get it up there, and then go to the back, see if your tips are straight or level, and then if they are, then you can tighten these clamps right here, and then you're good to go. Then after that, I had another video I was doing coolant or thermostat, so I had to fill the coolant, and then yeah, then we're all good, and I could take it out. Okay, so pro tip. Back here, just tighten these up before you tighten these up. Because otherwise the pipe will sag down a little bit, and then if you tighten this up first and go to the back, then you're gonna be, it's like fighting itself. You kind of want it like a loose, not a loose fit, but not binding. Could cause vibration problems. But another thing I like to do with these headers here is I have double nuts. I've had pretty good luck with, they won't vibrate loose. I pretty much do that all the time, and I haven't had an issue with it. Oh, and then also another story here. If you could see that weld right there, well, whenever you go to weld an O2 bung in here, don't let this slide down the pipe and be down here, and then after you get the bung on, you realize that the flange is down here and you can't get it past there. So I had to cut it off and open it just enough to get past this bung, and then weld it back on. I haven't had an issue with it. Seems to be holding good. So, and these H pipes are, I have to get another Z06 one. They're like 150 bucks, but if I don't need it, I ain't getting it. So all I got to do is adjust the back pipes and tighten these up, and that's good. But I'm more going to get this done first, because this has got to go up in there. So I'm gonna hit that. All right, it wasn't as bad as I remembered. So you got the O2 here running up there, and see that little clip I got just holds it up. I was able to just take that bolt out with these lines, and I just moved them a little bit, snuck that the end of the plug over the header between the starter, under these lines, and then back up again so that it was behind the lines. As you can see, the corrugated pipe, it's the wire right behind the lines. So, and then it is plugged in right there. So that's pretty much it with the exhaust. I mean, all I gotta do is tighten these bolts after I check the back to be level, but that's that with the exhaust. So as far as what I think about it, the Billy Boat headers fit excellent. You can see they've been on here almost 2 years, maybe more, and they're in real good shape, except right here, I hit something on the road. It's a big chunk of concrete, pissed me off. I thought you think it, it hit right here. It could have fucking hit the oil pan. That would have been really screwed. But no, I like the fit and finish. I like the fact that you can use the factory mid pipe just in case you don't want to fool around with it. I mean, the stock pipe's 3-inch, so I don't know why you would need to change it anyway. But unless you wanted the X, which I'm waiting for a ZR1 X. I'll wait to see if I can find one, because I'd just like to try it. And then the ZR1 mufflers. So yeah, I got some some videos of it. It's pretty decent sound. I mean, but it is kind of, say, sleeperish because it's got an LS9 cam, so it sounds a little bit like it has a very small cam in it, but barely. I would say it's pretty much stock. But the way it drives, I mean, it drives like you just drove it off the factory or out of the showroom floor. I mean, bone stock until you get in it, and it just goes. So I know I could get more out of a Century or whatever top end, but I don't care because I get all the torque right now. This is for the street, just to mess around with. It's not a big deal. I don't have to be the fastest car. So I'd say the car's putting down about 630 to 650 right now, and I just put that 10% overdrive crank pulley on, so between that and the 1.8 rockers, maybe I get another 50, 60 out of it. We'll see what it does, and I may decide to go E85 too. We'll see. I'll see how it is on the 93. I don't really, if it's too much with the 93, and if I just want to go to the track, I just may just, like, I have two tunes for it anyway. I have a tune for it to run on MS 109 and 93. So I don't know. I don't know that if I can get it to run decent, just backed off a little bit with the boost level it's going to have now on 93. I'm just going to leave it that way. And because I'd rather just, if I go to the track and I want to get more out of it, just put race fuel in it for the day and then just switch it back. I mean, I don't need, that constantly all the time. I mean, realistically, on the street, I don't come across hardly anything that's even close to it, for now. I mean, I'm not saying they're not out there, so people can't be saying, oh, well, you ain't over here in Texas, but I'm here in Illinois, and I'm telling you, out here, whenever I have this out, when I come to a light or on the highway, there's minivans and Buicks and whatever. There ain't nothing out there that even, that's what I mean. So every once in a while I come across something, but so far I haven't had a problem yet as far as taking somebody out. But it's all for fun. It's not like I'm doing it for money, so it really doesn't matter if I win or lose. So anyway, that's going to be that for this section.